Shmai guys and girls, JonnyVR here with another Doctor Who video. Today I'll be talking about my 3 hopes and my 3 worries for the upcoming special called Revolution of the Daleks. I wanted to make this video before we get the first trailer and with it some indication of what the story will actually be. And with San Diego Comic-Con at Home 2020 coming this week, there'll be trailers left, right and centre and anything could happen, especially as the trailer for Twice Upon a Time dropped at San Diego Comic-Con 2017. So before we start, I do make Doctor Who videos fairly frequently, so make sure you click subscribe and hit the notification buttons to not miss a video, and spoilers for Series 12 ahead if you haven't seen it yet. Now most of my worries for the upcoming special come from the way it's set up, and the way that it's set up makes me feel like it's going to be too bloated. Yes, it's likely to be a 60-minute episode or maybe even a little longer, but before we even get to the actual Dalek story in Revolution of the Daleks, there's certain things that need to happen. For example, the Doctor needs to escape from the prison. She needs to find her TARDIS, which was seemingly left on the planet from Ascension of the Cybermen. She needs to get back to her companions and explain what was going on, as well as the rumoured departure of some of the companions, which shouldn't be rushed. And the reason why things need to be explained to the companions is because in The Timeless Children, immediately after the Doctor breaks out of the Matrix, her companions find her, but when the Doctor talks, she talks to herself about what she went through, and the companions have no context. As far as I'm concerned, they have no idea what happened, and it would be crazy if we have to assume that they were told what happened off screen. So my first worry for the episode is how the Doctor escapes from the prison. Now, a lot of people speculated that either Captain Jack, who appeared in Series 12, will be the one to jump in and save the Doctor from the prison, or that the prison is actually Stormcage and Riversong will be making an appearance to save the Doctor. But I seriously hope that this is not the case. As much as I would love to see these characters return, their inclusion would only bloat the story even more. You would either have them as a character throughout the episode, or it would be another brief cameo in which they help the Doctor escape. And I don't think this would do it justice, as you'd want to have meaningful dialogue between these characters and the Doctor, as they haven't seen each other for so long. Captain Jack already didn't meet the 13th Doctor during his appearance in Series 12, so if he or Riversong were reduced to simply a means to get the Doctor out of the prison, I feel like it would be incredibly stale. While both Captain Jack and Riversong have vortex manipulators that could easily get the Doctor back to her TARDIS, I would rather have a scene where the Doctor can just show how clever she is in coming up with an ingenious escape plan, and to make things easier, have the Judoon confiscate the TARDIS after they had taken her prisoner. The Shadow Proclamation has already showed interest in the Doctor's time machine before, so if they were to already have it in their possession, it would be nearby in the prison and not on some planet, which could be however many light years away. I think this would make a great cold open for the episode, where we get to see how smart the Doctor is, how she can escape, before we have the titles. My first hope for the episode is to make this episode link to Resolution. Now, Resolution was the New Year special in 2019, which also featured the return of the Daleks, specifically the Reconnaissance Dalek. Now, think of that episode what you will, but during one part of the episode, the Dalek attempts to contact a Dalek fleet. And I would love to see this acknowledged in the episode, and might even be the cause of the events in the episode. I think that this would at the very least make the consequences of the episode Resolution more relevant when rewatching. And there's no reason why the outcome of Revolution of the Daleks could tease a potential third special, or an as yet unannounced 60th anniversary special to complete a sort of Dalek invasion trilogy. All it would take would be for one line of dialogue recorded by Julian Bleach, who voices Davros, to get people talking. My second worry for the episode is the companions. I don't want to see the Doctor returning to Earth after escaping and pick up with the companions exactly where they left off. The last thing the Doctor said to her companions in The Timeless Children was that the TARDIS would take them home, they can settle in the 21st century, and live great lives. From the companions' perspective, they're never going to see the Doctor again, so to have the Doctor show up soon would make this dialogue sort of meaningless. After defeating the Master, the Doctor talks to her TARDIS saying that she's going to go pick up the companions before being taken by the Judoon. However, I would love to see the time span between The Timeless Children and Revolution of the Daleks be something like 9 or 10 months, which would be the same amount of time that would have passed between the episode The Timeless Children and the special Revolution of the Daleks. This time in the episode can be used to give each character some much needed development, showing us how each of the three companions have or have not been able to move on with their lives, thinking that the Doctor is dead. The Doctor's return then would have to be shocking to them, so shocking that they would have to talk about all that happened in the previous episode. Also, having the survivors from the Timeless Children settle for 10 months also makes it very easy to get rid of the other two characters from the Timeless Children, so that the characters involved in the episode are mainly Graham, Ryan and Yaz. These scenes could be immediately after the opening credits, then it's possible for them to be interrupted by a potential Dalek invasion called by the reconnaissance Dalek, as I mentioned. Hope number 2, make the Timeless Child mean something. Now before you start shouting for a retcon, hear me out. Personally, I'm not too happy with the Timeless Child. I know they could easily retcon it in the future though by saying something like the Master lied. But for the time being, this is what the Doctor has experienced. If he does not acknowledge what has changed, for me it would feel like they changed the origin story just for the sake of it. Instead, I think if this was incorporated into the episode, would be much better. For example, she could defeat the Daleks in a way that no Time Lord would. A moment like this would really show us how unshackled she is from the title of Time Lord, and how she could take matters into her own hands now she is seemingly an immortal being. Why not let her use this to portray a darker side of the 13th Doctor? So much so that maybe it is the final straw for some of the companions to decide that they don't want to travel with her anymore and would rather have the normal life that they have been living since they returned to Earth. On the other stand, whoever stays with the Doctor could portray a more forgiving or understanding side to the Doctor's actions. This would leave the companions open to a return, allowing for reconciliation and acceptance of the Doctor's actions in a future episode. I can't help but think of the similarities of this idea to the Time Lord Victorious title claimed by the 10th Doctor in The Waters of Mars, which brings me to another side hope. Have the episode reference the upcoming multi-platform story titled Time Lord Victorious. This story is told through books, Big Finish, audio dramas, comics, escape rooms and games. It launches in September for 12 weeks, with products being released even in January 2021. This is a huge endeavour for the BBC, and it would be great if they could pay homage to it, as this is the only episode that will release at the same time. This might be a bit of a long shot, so I'm not getting my hopes up, and I'm not sure how concerned Chris Chibnall is of other Doctor Who media, but all it would take would be for the 13th Doctor to say that once she was the Time Lord Victorious, but now she is the Timeless Child, since that is what she believes her life to be now, even if they do decide to retcon in the future. My third worry for the episode is that it's going to be divisive. Not really a plot point in the episode, but I included it because anything in the episode could split fans. We've already seen how this occurred in Series 12, with the fanbase never being so split after the reveal of the Timeless Child, and the BBC having to respond to fan complaints. After the episode Can You Hear Me, the majority were talking about that one scene in which the Doctor doesn't comfort Graham. All in all, Doctor Who is overdue an episode that all fans have really enjoyed, appreciated, and have spent their time talking about the story over anything else. My final hope for the episode is that it would tease Series 13 and beyond. Given that it's likely going to be a long wait until we get Series 13, which is not helped by the coronavirus pandemic, I hope that we can get a tease of what's to come so that we can have a mystery that we can talk about while we wait. For example, it was teased that the Division would play a part in the future of Doctor Who, this mysterious organisation that the Doctor used to work for. So why not drop a bomb like not all of the Time Lords were killed in the Master's destruction of Gallifrey, and that the Division was still active, and observing the Doctor's actions looking to recruit her again. And as I mentioned before, to have another Dalek tease for a future special. So that's my 3 hopes and 3 worries for Revolution of the Daleks. Post a comment what you think and what you want to see from the special. Make sure you subscribe and hit the notification button for more Doctor Who videos, and check out my Time Lord Victorious playlist on the channel, where I go through each product as they're announced and find the cheapest way to experience the story. If you want to support our channel, you can go to the link on the screen now, where you can tip us the price of a coffee so that we can get better equipment to make better videos for you guys. So thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.